10. Okay, so this one I gotta go out and come back in because I just restarted the video. Okay, just a second here. Let me go here and go to my channel and view the channel. And this is my new stream. And there I am. Just like magic. There's my other phone. So I'm going to take this phone and I'm going to put it right there. And this is my recording phone. So I'm going to take this one and put it right here. There. Okie dokie. Um, this phone's kind of heavy. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. So, let me put this one. That'll be my monitor on that side. This is my main phone. Okay. So, let me see if I can tighten this thing up a little bit. Let me see what's loose. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, that needs to be a little bit tighter. Let me turn this around so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah. So I just restarted the video because there was a bunch of, the signal was horrible. And I just found the little tool and it's just sitting down on the damn thing somewhere where it's not supposed to be. That damn thing there. I got another thing here. It's kind of a mess in here. And it's just, it's just a mess. And so when it's a mess, I can't think. And so here's the little plastic thing. Oh, that's not right. I was looking for my little Ziploc bag where I can keep my Allen wrench. I can keep my Allen wrench for this thing. How in the hell do they expect you? I guess I can just keep it in the whatchamacallit. So let me tighten this one up a little bit. Just tighten her up here. Okay, there we go. Damn, how much more tighter can it be than that? Can't get much tighter than that. Okay, there it's holding good, but it sure seems like it's awfully tight. So I'm gonna keep this in here. Yeah, I mean it's good that it's not bulky, but figure it out, I guess. So, yeah, I need to get some more. Hi, everybody's coming to the comments. I need to get some quarters and to wash my thing. Jen's collection. Hello. And 1738. What's up? Okay, I got one message held for review. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these idiots. Okay, because they're just freaking, you know. I'll just put them in timeout. Let me see. Put them in timeout for 30 minutes. Okay. And so we got a whole bunch of people in here. And so what's going on with these comments, man? Okay, I don't need the volume now because I'm in town. I know the signal's good. Okay, so the volume is down. Monitoring myself there. Bring myself a little bit more into the picture. Camera's recording good. Picking up the outside light. So that's pretty cool. And the only thing that's not cool is that it's mirrored. So let me flip this around so that it won't be mirrored, so that it doesn't look like I'm driving in United Kingdom or Australia. Okay. Okay, let me turn this one around. There we go. Okay. I hope the audio's still good. Okay. The audio should sound a little bit different because for some reason it uses a different microphone, the front camera compared to the other camera. So now this is how I actually look. I'm not perfectly centered in the middle, but oh well. So let me turn this off a little bit. I just put it on auxiliary. I don't even got these things plugged in. I don't even got the damn phones plugged in. Let me see how much power they got left. Um, shoot. This is such a freaking pain, dude. Because these phones that I'm recording on right now, they drain the batteries so fast. The batteries need to be replaced in them, but changing the battery in one of these things, well, this one doesn't use it, but that one does, and this is the one that's freaking, let me see, with all kinds of people in here, and this damn thing's being a butt. Okay, let's see, I guess it'll work right there. I mean, it's just barely hanging on right there, but that's okay. And I'll go ahead and plug this one in too. There. Okay, so we're good. We're ready to go. Okay, audio good. Let me check if the audio is good. Test in bedrock. Twist. Yeah, yeah, it's good. Okay, so why did I come over here, do all this crap to make a video, right? I could have just stayed home and made the video. But the reason why is because, well, it looks like somebody hit that lamp post over there. The lamp post is completely like this. What the hell? I'll bet you these big trucks that are right here, I'll bet you somebody hit that lamp post. It's completely like this. Maybe go check it out here in a little while. But yeah, so I was like, should I go, to Walmart? Because I ran out of bread. Remember the 2 breads that I got? I got one. They got all kinds of different breads in Aldi. And so I think I'm going to be buying this kind of bread instead of the Dave's Killer bread. I don't want to be disloyal to Walmart, but I got to look out for myself. And so they got a bigger, larger variety at Aldi of organic breads. and so I bought 2 breads when I was there because I was confused. I didn't know which is which. I've never been in that store before. And the sourdough bread is nasty. And it's just kind of weird because why the hell do they have to bring the bread all the way from the freaking East Coast? You mean to tell me that people can't make bread around here? That's freaking ridiculous. Actually, there is a place that makes bread right there by where they have that dairy in Petaluma, California. So I'll check all that stuff out. But yeah, there's a different bread, and it's very good. It has all kinds of seeds on it. So I was gonna go up and get myself some because I just ran out today. And so anyway, so why did I come out here? Why did I drag myself out here Well, one thing, I need to pick a couple things up, but I don't know if I will. But the reason why is because it's important. Because I don't know why, but the people can't see they can't see the bullshit. You tell them over, and even sometimes oneself, you forget, right? And so, do you remember? Tell me I'm not hallucinating. I know a lot of these people who are, only 21 years old, they probably don't remember. Maybe they do. Maybe they remember stuff from when they were 9 years old. Who knows? But probably they don't. So there's a lot of people who don't remember what I'm about to say. But for you people who do remember, tell me I'm not dreaming that this happened. Do you remember when was it Desert Storm? I think it was Desert Storm. I don't remember when this was. But it must have been when I was still watching TV. Because back in 2009, there was hardly anybody on YouTube. YouTube was still brand new. We weren't even making live streams. We didn't even have a smartphone. I didn't get a smartphone till like 2015 or 16. And we were still making videos on your laptop and loading them up. There wasn't no damn live streams. And so it must have been that I watched it on TV. So I don't remember when the hell it was. Was it like 2001? Because I'd gotten my car in 2001. I think it was. I think it was like 1999. I don't remember when it was. I remember that 9/11, that was like 2001, because I'd got my brand new car. I had bought a brand new car, and I was doing the tomato season. That I remember that was out in the field, and this one guy says, we're going to war, right? The field guy was out there out in Bakersfield. I remember that. I remember where I was living. I was living in Lemoore, California, right on top of Blockbusters. And that's when 9/11 happened. So it must have been around this time, because after that, I stopped watching TV. But do you remember when there was this thing, I think it was called Desert Storm or one of these things, and they showed on the news, mainstream news media, which was on channel over here, it's 24, channel 30, channel 26, 47, and channel 18 was public broadcasting station. But that's 24 was NBC, 26 was ABC, channel 30 was CBS, and 47 was KBAK. I don't know what it was. But anyways, everybody was playing this. And they showed the war. And they showed these people, and they were all bandaged up. And people were rushing them, like the surgeons. They were all dressed up in surgeons' outfits, and they were all rushing them, and they had them on the things that they carry people on. And they showed this all over the news. But by this time, we were barely starting to figure out that the news was a scam. As a matter of fact, It wasn't till like 2000 and 2000 and 5, probably around 2005, I went to work for this one company, and they sent me across the United States, and I was just like, right, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know where the travel centers were. We didn't have GPS. I was like, what the F, dude? And I was out there in Michigan, Livonia, Michigan. I was like, what the F? This is freaking crazy, right? And and so when I was with this company, the old man was there. There was the old man, and then there was the dispatcher, and they were cool, I guess. They're pretty cool, compared comparatively speaking. And um and everybody's cruising by here because they don't got nothing to do. There's nothing to do in this town. That dude's gonna get pulled over because he's only got one light. And um so this guy, I don't know who he was. I guess he was the owner of the company, right? They had nice trucks hauling $250,000 worth of cream or wine, because I was doing tankers. Back then, I didn't know how the I didn't know how dangerous it was. I had no idea. Not until later on I figured out what was going on with it. But but this person, I was talking to him, and that's the first time really I heard someone use this word. And I guess it's because he was from the East Coast or something, or he must have been from the East Coast. He must have not been from here. And he used this word. He says, it's a scam, right? And after that day, and I guess Kevin Trudeau is the one who first said it. After that, that's the only word you hear now these days. Scam, 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 scam. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but people didn't used to use the word very much. Not around here. Now, it's like every day you hear somebody saying, scam, this is a scam, that's a scam. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but anyway. So they showed this thing, this war that was going on, and they had these people, they were all bandaged up, and they were looking at the camera and everything. And the people found out that it was a scam. It was a staged war for the camera. And so I'm looking at what's going on right now, and I'm like, do you mean to tell me, that people in Iran who live basically right across the bay from the most rich city on planet Earth, which is Qatar, right? Is it Qatar or what's that name? Istanbul or something like that? Um, I think it's Qatar. I mean, it's the richest city in the world, but they don't have no water, right? And you mean to tell me that they're living next to the richest city in the world. It's right across the, the water. It's like 50 miles, 50, 60, or 70 miles across the water. And they don't have no cellular telephones. Right now, it should be bombarded with live streams, people showing you what's going on. And there's absolutely zero. So doesn't that seem fishy to you? Did you see any people? These people that they're claiming this happened to? Did you see even one? The video footage I saw looks like old freaking video footage from back from before there was even YouTube. It looks monochrome. The signal looks monochrome. There goes that. Is that a different one? It looks yellow and monochrome. And it looks freaking phony. Where they show these missiles going off. Oh, they hit the base. You mean to tell me that there's nobody up there who can show you what's going on? Nobody has a cell phone? They don't know how to use YouTube? And so also this person, Ayatollah, I went in and I searched for him, because right now if you type his name in, it's just going to be, it's bombarded, it's flooded with mainstream news media. When this thing was about to pop off down in Los Angeles last time, I forget what movement. Oh yeah, it was the what was that? It's that movement, those people. I forget what the name they are. Freedom something. And they said, we're going to march on Washington, D.C. And this is when, what's his name, went out there too. I forget, Roland Martin. And it just was garbage. It was absolute garbage. But it was going to pop off over here in Los Angeles. And for a minute there, they did send a whole bunch of cops. From San Francisco and all up there. They sent them all down to LA. You remember that? And they rounded all these people up. Not this recent one. This was farther back. This was like a decade ago. And they put it out. They put it out because if you went and you looked for any First Amendment auditor or anybody making a live stream, they completely bombarded YouTube, the live feeds. They completely bombarded it with mainstream news. That's what they're doing right now with what's going on over here in Iran. But I searched and searched, and I kept going farther and farther, and I found finally an interview with the Ayatollah Khomeini. And I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name right, but it was about 2 weeks ago. Okay, he made an interview 2 weeks ago, and he was talking, and he is completely does not sound aggressive or wanting to for there to be war. And they show him on there 2 weeks ago, and he was saying, that we don't want any of this, and completely uh nothing. He wasn't violent at all. And and so um they're saying that they took him out, right? But have you seen how what how come they're not showing him? They're saying all kinds of stuff, but I don't see anything going on. I think they're bullshitting. Because how could there not be not even one freaking live stream where you can see what's going on? I smell perfume. There's a chick going by. I hope that's a chick because it smells like perfume. Man, I mean, just loaded with perfume. I gotta move out of this spot because these cars keep pulling up right here, shining their lights straight over here. Yeah, so there's some funny business going on. And let's just say for curiosity's sake, let's say this was really true, that they're not all bullshitting. Because I don't see no people. I don't see no blood anywhere. I don't see no live streams. And so, if it was true, which I'm doubting if it is true, okay? They're not showing nothing. They say they blow up. Where did they blow him up at? Did they blow up his house? What did they blow up? How did they get him? They're just going by what somebody said. The people over there in that community are saying this, but they don't got no picture. And so let's just say that it is true. Okay? If it was true, that would be very, very stupid. That would be very, very stupid. How could you even go out? You have to be watching your back. You know that older gentleman, you know he's got a lot of family. As a matter of fact, over there, I think they have harems, don't they? You know he's got to have grandkids. They grew up with violence. They hit the ground running, fighting from day one. You know he's got to have dozens and dozens of grandchildren, nephews and nieces, you name it. And they're just a hop, skip, and a jump across from Cater. Right? And so that's why I don't think somebody would be that stupid. And but if somebody did do something like that to a person like that, you have to be a freaking devil. You have to be Lucifer on earth. That man was not violent, and you're gonna kill him? So all you people who are rocking with this, riding with them, you are an accessory to the crime. You are a freaking partner in crime with it, knowing that this stuff is going on, that they blew up some kids, which I don't believe they did. But if they did, and you're riding with this and you're freaking complacent, you are freaking disgusting. And if there is someone above who's letting all this stuff go on, and there's such thing as karma, all these partners in crime, they're going to be, I'm not saying that I'm an authority, but it makes sense that they would be held accountable. And there's going to be hell to pay. Because how can you just sit there, like if you're out with your friend or something, and your friend freaking kills somebody for money? So, but like I said, I don't think it's real. It looks too phony. I didn't see no blood. I didn't see no people, no pictures of anything. Nobody making a video live stream. And so yeah, because how are you going to kill somebody, take them out, knowing that's somebody's grandpa? He wasn't a violent man. He wasn't doing anything wrong. And you took out somebody's grandpa like that? Like an animal? Okay. Yeah, so that's all I've got on that. So, pay attention to this. It's so phony. So, it might be another one of these. They've done it before where they staged the whole thing. And maybe it's to take your attention off of David Icke. They're all in it together. All of them. That's, if you're looking for a suspect who would have a motive to do it, that's them. And so this person came out from the UK today. I don't remember the channel name. I took a picture of his channel. And he's always out there drinking and running his mouth, right? F this and F that and this and that. And he was saying, like, I'm glad that they got rid of that. Whatever names he called him. Why are you gonna be talking about this dude? He wasn't doing anything wrong, you freaking idiot. And so you got these two guys out there, you can't understand exactly what they're talking about. And let's see, it's 6 o'clock right now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So he'll probably be sleeping right now. But so they're saying all this stuff. And then so I put a comment. I forget what I said. but I put a comment in there. And so he says, "Hey, what are you doing? This and that." He says my comment or whatever. I commented something about David Icke, and he goes, "Yeah." He says, "I used to know David Icke," and then he goes, he says, "But uh, I didn't understand exactly what he said, but he goes, I I was hanging around with them or something like this." And then he says, "But then he just shined me on," right? And so he said, basically, he said he's full of shit. And um, so then I said, he's the one who alerted the people about the pandemic, that it was a scam. And then he came back and he said, he goes, he said, "Yeah." He said, I I knew it was a scam before he did. Me and my other dudes over here," he says, "we knew it was a scam before this." And then I'm like, I said, "He's been saying this stuff for 25 years in his books." I said, "He was right the whole time." And then he just started, saying this and that. And he said, I knew who he was, and this and that. And then when I tried asking him something or something like this, he shined me on and he just stopped talking or something. And I'm like, well, of course I would do the same damn thing, because you're obviously a freaking agent provocateur working for the secret intelligence agencies, you freaking clown, right? And so yeah. Then he's like, "Hey, get this." I said, I'll comment on your comment on my next live stream. He's like, "Hey, get this guy's YouTube channel or whatever," right? Telling the other guy. Like, um, so that might be it. It's what David Icke is saying about them. You know how everyone's trying to catch Orange Man? Okay? Orange Man ain't the only one doing it. They're all doing it. They're all in on it. They're all Lucifer and the fallen angels, aka, if you read the book, reptilian shapeshifters. They're the same bloodline. They're cousins with the kings in Europe. And and so I already explained to you that they could give two shits about what you think about them and what you think about their rituals, because they can spy on your ass. I already told you this last night. And they know how perverted you are and how sick you are. So they could give two shits about what you think about them, what they're doing, what they've been accused of doing. They've been doing it since the days of ancient Rome. Okay? And so, this is the kind of stuff they do to sweep it under the rug, like they've always done. Use mainstream media. That's their go to. So when you watch this coverage, use your critical thinking skills. Doesn't it look freaking fake to you? And nobody has a freaking video live stream? And so, yeah, make sure you go see what David Icke is saying. I didn't go check it today. Okay, I put up that one video from that girl, but that's the whole thing he's been telling you the whole time. It's not just Orange Man. He names all of them. All of these people are named in there by first and last names. Now they're being pulled into the court. So they're going to act like well, we really looked at it. We find that they're innocent. Okay, so now everybody just forgets about it. That's what they're trying to do right now. And that's probably why they're making this big diversion. Okay? And besides that, it's not only the leaders in the United States. These mofos are worldwide. Why do you think he's banned in 30 countries? All of these countries have kings. Probably reptilian shapeshifters, because they all have those dragons on their castles. Okay? So, this is a miracle that he's back on YouTube. So go check out what he's saying. But if you go check him out, make sure you're on his channel, because there's going to be all kinds of decoys out there and fake crap to throw a spin on it. So make sure you know what channel you're on. Okay, this is the biggest story out there. And also, when I saw this going on, I'm like, I'm going to go see what Mankapura is saying about this. And he hasn't said nothing about it. Okay? We were just talking about this before it popped off. If you don't know, we were just talking about this yesterday before it popped off. And so that's what it is. It's the extraterrestrials. They're that close to being exposed. So they're doing all this freaking bullshit. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here and check the whatchamacallit. Let me turn this one around. Here we go. And let me see what y'all are saying in here. Yeah, this is the town of Avenel, California. And let me read these comments. Whenever you walk in a room, does the Tempest play? All just crazy thing. Nobody's asking any worthwhile questions. Okay. I put somebody in timeout. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go up here. Stream's been running for 45 minutes. And yeah. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that one more thing, one more hurdle. But you know, like I said, if I drink one beer, it's just, you know, it's just, you know, not worth it, man. I guess it would calm down your stomach for some, you know, but if you have one, then you'll probably get drunk. And it's not cheap either, right? So let's go for a little ride here, and then I'll shut the video off. I get at least an hour, 1 hour. was supposed to pick something up. That's right. I'll just run to the post office and check. Wishing on a star. But if there's nothing, then I'll just run back over here and grab some stuff, and I'll shut the video off. 45 minutes is long enough. Well, just a few more minutes to maybe there's something else I was thinking about sharing. Piece of valuable information. So there's somebody tailgating me right here. So I'm going to pull off to the side. I wish they'd make a camera where you can take a picture of somebody tailgating you. But yeah, this guy's tailgating me real bad. I mean, just rolled up really fast. And so yeah, I wish they'd have invent a circuit. I was talking about that one circuit. But invent a circuit to where when somebody's tailgating you, it'll take a picture and show you your speed, and that way you can catch them for tailgating, right? Because it's supposed to be 2 seconds. There's supposed to be the 2-second rule. So if you're doing, 30 miles an hour and the dude is 5 feet from your car, that would be proof. Could use that as proof that these mofos are freaking tailgating. Or if you're doing 55 and the dude's 10 feet from your car, that's freaking tailgating. That would be a great tool to have. It'd be a great revenue generator for the county, for the cities, and it'd make the roads a lot more safer because these mofos would stop tailgating. Because right now, they tailgate every chance they get. I don't know if it's out of stupidity or out of prickheadness. Just being a prick, or out of stupidity. Okay. Let me just run in here and see which one is recording. I guess it's this one. All right. Just check this real quick. Nothing good. Nothing ventured, nothing. Okay, this is the one that's recording. Okay, so nobody wants to ask any questions? There's still 2 people. A lot of people left likes, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I was sitting there, checking all this stuff, and then when I heard that, I was like, this dude just showed his true colors. I'm like, that's the devil. He just showed his true colors, right? I mean, it completely changed my outlook on it. And then later on, I realized, I'm like, you know what? I think they're bullshitting. You look at them, and they look like they're bullshitting. When he's wearing that white hat, it looks like they're all freaking bullshitting the people. What is this? Oh, I gotta fill this out. Oh, wow. Yeah, this looks like an important letter. Okay, yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. But I'm gonna go grab some of this stuff, and I have to fill this out and look at it tomorrow if I can remember. I'll just put it on with my clipboard. And so I'll turn this thing off, and you know, maybe I'll go up to Walmart tomorrow. I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid to drive all that way when you know. But it's the only place I can get pasture-raised eggs. I'm surprised I didn't drink that kombucha. I still got the 2 original kombuchas, so I'm good there. I just gotta grab you know, I don't want to grab the crappy eggs, but I guess in my situation, I mean, last time I was there at Walmart, I bought 2 dozen, right? So next time I'm there, I'll buy another 2 dozen. But I think right now, I just got to grab some of these that they have there in the store. Or maybe I can go to Walmart tomorrow. Then I have to top up on electricity, probably. Top the car up a little bit before I take off. Maybe not. Maybe just get an extra 2 kilowatts in there. I want to make sure I have at least 14 kilowatts. 14 times 4 is, let's see, 14, 4 times 4 is 16, so that's 40, 56 miles. Didn't talk about crypto, but if my assumption is right, then I think it's going to do exactly like I said, because I think this stuff that's going on, that they're showing people, this war, I think the people the millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires know it's bullshit, it's fake, and if that's true, then I think it's going to continue to do exactly what I said it was going to do. Dip. Tonight or tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the full moon. Well, actually, I said on the 3rd. Let me just run in here real quick. And that way I can do something. Oh, but to run in here, I have to take these phones down. Okay. So, gotta shut you off for. Woohoo! We're back. So. didn't feel real good about getting the eggs. But, you know, like I said, last time I was at Walmart, I got two. One of the cage free, one of the pasture raised. But today, I just had to grab some of this, you know, so I still don't have bread. I have that, I have the, this thing's on mirrored. I have the, uh, sourdough bread, but it's nasty. You know, I was telling you that I got the two different breads. And one of them's real good. It's the one that had all the seeds, and they're from the East Coast. So next time I'm not getting that sourdough bread. And so I'm thinking that soon we are going to that's my whatchamacallit. Soon we'll be able to get sourdough bread from Walmart because everybody's catching on, so they're going to eventually start using good flour like everybody else. And we'll be able to get good sourdough bread from Walmart. So I'm going to run over here and see if I can grab some stuff. Turn on the lights. Yeah, so I got to hurry up a little bit because I've got milk in here now. Grab me a half-gallon of milk so that way I can make myself chocolate, which I've got to write chocolate down on my shopping list because I only had like one chocolate left, and I was like, well, I don't need no more chocolate. But now I'm just like realizing that, yeah, I do need chocolate because sometimes I just sit there and eat the chocolate. And so I'm going this way, yet this thing is still showing me like 3 minutes ago. Oh well, it'll catch up here in a minute. Yeah, I think that might be what it is, my friends. Let's see what they do tomorrow. Now that people know that they're freaking BSing. Let's see what they do tomorrow. Looks like we got a cop car there. It's either a cop car or somebody in a Dodge Challenger. Okie dokie, so let me just go through here right quick. Oh, one side's not working. Lovely. Okay, can I get around it maybe? Oh, let's hope so. Hope I don't knock it down. I probably will. Oh shit. You put frickin'. Can I get out that way or back? What a grumpy old man. So yeah, let's see. So I was gonna say one thing. Okay. Okay, you know, I have two ideas. I have two ideas for the engineers. Okay, one is for the engineers at at the car manufacturers. Oh, this thing doesn't even work. Does the no? Does the machine work? It works. Quarters. Well, I'll come back later. I'll come back later. Okay. Yeah, so I've got two ideas. I'm just going to use this on mirror people. Okay. It looks like I'm going to be driving in Australia or United Kingdom. But, yeah, that one guy who said that. Oh, yeah, I knew that before. Yeah, so did we, you freaking clown. Leonard Horowitz already knew, and Bob Beck already knew. We knew that 20 years ago, and he freaking sitting here. Well, if you knew that, why didn't you get a freaking megaphone and go start telling people about it? Because you're a freaking clown. But, so I've got two ideas before I take off home. Okay? And let me tell you about these two ideas. Okay, let me pull up to this light right here. Okay, so it says restricted parking commercial vehicles 1 hour anytime. I want to go up here and whoa, three little kids, two about 6 years old and a little girl about 4 years old running across the street at night by themselves. Did you see that? No, because I got the deal over here. Chasing the ball. Yeah, that thing doesn't work. The whatchamacallit's not. So I'll go right over here and tell you this thing I got to take off because I've got a half one. Yeah, ran out there right in front of me. 3 kids. 2 boys about 8 years old and a little girl about 4 or 5. Okay. With the soccer ball. So, wow. It even has a light on it? I never saw that light. The solar panel thing. So I have this. Let's park right here. No. Okay. Now there's another kid riding a freaking Razor with no light on it, wearing all black clothes. What is wrong with these people? You know, and somebody just barely got. They were talking about on Facebook about how something happened. Well, look how they're doing out here on the weekend. Okay, so I'll stop. I'll park right here by this. No, it's not. There's not enough light out here. Yeah, this is a rough area here. So I just park right up here. Yeah, that's that's negligence. Okay, I'll do it from right here. There's lots of light right there. Okay. I've made videos from right here before. Okay. So, let's turn this around like this. It'd be so much easier if they would put that switch on there, like I said. Why is this one looks okay? Let me check the audio, make sure the audio's working. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, it's kind of lacking a little bit, but it's okay. Okay, so I have 2 circuits, and I got to get home soon because I got milk. there's two circuits. One is for the automobile, and the second one is for YouTube. Okay, so try to remind me. It's about YouTube and this one dude who was over in the UK right now that I was talking to, and I told him I was going to make a video answering his question on my next live stream. But over there in the UK, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning right now. And so okay, the one circuit for the car is that circuit for, it's like the adaptive cruise control will track the car in front of you. And even the Nissans, these Nissans, they have it. It's called adaptive cruise control. It tracks the car in front of you. So if you've got it on cruise control and you start coming up to a car, it slows down and it'll track that car. If that car speeds up, you'll speed up. If it slows down, it slows your car down. And so they need one of these on the back. Okay? And so that when a car is way behind you, I don't know at what range, I don't know if it's 1/10 of a mile or 2/10 of a mile where it can start tracking, where you can track it on this car, and you have your set parameters to track that car. So if the car's doing 55 miles per hour, then it'll set your cruise to 55 miles per hour. And if this car starts speeding up to catch up to you, it will speed your car up. So it maintains the same distance between you and the car that's behind you. And if the car starts going really fast, like up to 70 miles an hour, then it automatically kicks your cruise control, kicks it back down to your original 55 miles per hour. Right? It's kind of like an abort mission. And that would be a real good circuit, because you know this dude is doing 70 miles an hour, so there's no reason for him to be freaking tailgating you at 55. He or she is just being a prick or a bitch is behind you, right? Because guys who drive like that are driving like bitches. And so another thing with this circuit should be like what I just said earlier, where it has a camera and it takes a picture of the person behind you if they're tailgating. So it puts a timestamp on the picture with your speed. If you're going a certain speed, like say 55 miles per hour or 62 miles per hour, even 30 miles per hour, okay? That right there can be used for proof of the person tailgating you. Because if you're doing 55 miles per hour and it comes out on the picture and the person is like 20 feet away from you, that's proof that they're freaking tailgating, because there's the 2-second rule, right? It's 2 seconds or 3 seconds. At 60 miles per hour, you're supposed to be 2 seconds behind that car. So this will be excellent, because you can load it up to the internet, and it will automatically go to the law enforcement, and where they can pay attention to this vehicle, right? They can start paying attention to that vehicle, and maybe even just send the citation through the mail, just like they're used on the whatchamacallits, because on the intersections, because these tailgaters are causing way more mishaps out there than people recognize or acknowledge. Okay? Not to mention road rage. And so it would nip it in the bud right there. That circuit needs to be designed. And if not, mailing out citations, at least letting the law enforcement know who the freaking troublemakers are out there. People tailgating people, and especially going through mountains. And so, um, okay, so that's one circuit. The next circuit that I want to talk about is this YouTube circuit. And I told you that if YouTube was to enable this function to where you can actually search yourself, you can enter a search, like a search filter, right? Um, and this search filter would be, the parameters would be to be able to search geographically. You'd basically be borrowing the software that's already available on eBay, that's already available on Craigslist, that's already available on Facebook Marketplace. And just like when you go on Facebook Marketplace and you're looking for something to buy, you want to buy a car, a used heater, some auto parts, or some things, lawnmower or gas can or whatever. They sell everything on YouTube Marketplace. You enter your geographic um, preferences. Do you want to search out from where you are 10 miles, 15 miles, 25 miles, or 100 miles, or even 200 miles? Or do you want to search over in the Los Angeles area? You can do all this. The software is already available. The functions are already available. These functions should be placed on these YouTube vertical live feeds so that when we want to go in and search for videos, because right now it's all controlled by algorithms, right? The AI or whatever selects them for us. But if we could actually go in and search ourselves, enter a filter, a sort type thing, or filter, so that you can enter a geographical area that you want to see who's making live streams in a certain geographical area, whether just within a 20-mile radius or all of California, right? And even down to uh 1 mile radius, like say you're in Los Angeles, right? This would be the best thing on YouTube. People wouldn't be watching other stuff, they would be watching this so much, because you want to see what people in your local area are up to. And these video live streams would do it. Now, the argument is that people are going to start getting in fights, right? And, well, that's a valid argument. But, just like this one person who's over in the United Kingdom, right? You don't know what kind of nutters are out there. But we will eventually learn how to behave on these live streams. And not only that, but if someone starts acting stupid with you or aggressive, there are people out here monitoring this stuff, like on YouTube. When people get aggressive, they're freaking whack. They freaking boot their ass. Just like that one girl I was telling you about. Okay? People are getting checked. You might be effed up. You don't realize you're effed up. You've only been, you know, dealt with by your local environment. But you're being checked worldwide on these video live feeds. So it's weeding out a lot of people who are effed up. Okay? And I'm using that as an example because this chick thinks that it's okay. I can't be specific with it, but they booted her ass. And now she's all, because she was freaking, you get hooked on these. You want to, get on your soapbox. and give your opinion. But some of the stuff she was saying was freaking obscene in front of a little kid. And she thinks that's okay. I'm not judging her. I'm just like, they're gonna boot you, and they did. And she's probably watching right now, you know. But I'm just telling you the truth. Okay, so these video live streams, this circuit that I said, the software, whatever, how we can search for these. That would be the argument that people are going to start getting pissed off at each other because people are freaking dysfunctional, right? And well, if there is people that who wants to go out and do people harm because of people who are on these live feeds, well, just let the authorities deal with it. They know who they are. They know where their address is, and maybe that'll get a lot of scum off the streets. But in the book, The Biggest Secret by David Icke, it talks about this. And he starts out the book, the preface, there's an insert there before the book starts. It's right before the introduction, and it's by Wilhelm Reich. Wilhelm Reich is the person who discovered orgone. And orgone, what he was doing with orgone, there's a big thing, okay? Study Wilhelm Reich yourself, especially if you're in a psychology student. But he was also a scientist, and he discovered this stuff, that orgone. And there's just go to educateyourself.org and check out orgone. And on the first part of the book, you can see what he says there. He's talking about this. He's talking about there's beautiful forest, but just because there's wild lions in the forest, is that going to stop you from going into the forest? No, we know there's freaking wild lions in the forest. We just got to deal with it. That's basically what he's saying. This is what I'm saying about these live streams, okay? And read the book yourself. But also, when I realized that he had put Wilhelm Reich in there, I never really paid much attention to it. I noticed this is a very scientific person. Wilhelm Reich is a very scientific person. He wrote volumes of psychology books. He wrote the function of the orgasm, and he wrote Listen Little Man, which is a little small book, but very scientific person. If you read the way he writes, you'll notice that David Icke writes the same way. He writes the same way that Wilhelm Reich wrote. So that tells you right there, he's not a dummy. Okay? And so I just wanted to share that with you. So I got to hurry up and get home and put this in the refrigerator. But yeah, that would be excellent if they came out with this. And if people started, knocking each other off, then you just get rid of it. Okay, so thanks for tuning in, signing out. It's a full moon tonight. You know what I predicted about Bitcoin, so I'm keeping tabs on it. And the full moon actually is until the 3rd, but it looks like a full moon already. So Bitcoin should start doing some stuff. Okay? And so we'll just check it out. I'll comment more on Bitcoin later. And it's the weekend, so Cryptos R Us. Make sure you check out Cryptos R Us so that you'll get an inkling. If you don't understand it at all, check out Cryptos R Us. That's his YouTube channel. Okay. Check out Cryptos R Us. It's one word. And And that way you'll get an inkling of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this cryptocurrency and the move that I'm thinking that it's going to make. Because this last analysis of it, cryptocurrency in particular, Bitcoin, this last analysis I made, apparently there's someone with millions and millions of dollars who thinks the same thing, because they just opened up a short for, I think it was $450 million. Okay. Basically betting on this scenario. And BlackRock just moved $100 million, moved it, and this move is indicative of someone getting ready to enter, maybe enter a short position also. Now, $104 million for BlackRock is like a penny to them, because they've got hundreds of billions of dollars of Bitcoin. So I realize that, but still, this other person, I don't know who they are. They're not BlackRock, and they're going in $450 million on a short position, which means they're betting that it's gonna take a dive. Okay, so that's why I'm watching it right now on this full moon. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Signing out from Avenel, California, and this is the Skyline Boulevard, and that road right there is the 33 highway. We'll talk to y'all later.